He's known to punch slam. Oh my goodness.
Tomar's head is caved in on those two bottom ones.
What's with my dimpled head?
It's the perfect place to place a worm.
That's when Jaxxy dropped priceless china on Tomar's head. Tomar's soft spot.
What did I tell you about the priceless china?
What did I tell you about dropping stuff on my soft spot?
You'll never make it.
Oh.
Ooh. What do you think of that?
I'm getting deep into his mind, fucking with him, pulling apart the very fabric of his reality.
Dude, I'm fucking with your mind, dude. Dude, I'm literally embarrassing you in front of everyone. You're not gonna fight back or nothing?
I am a master manipulator, Tomar. You cannot fuck with a known sociopath like me, Tomar.
I have been banned on 15 different websites. I have been diagnosed as a fucking psychopath.
Whoa!
Holy fuck.
Tomar, what exactly makes us a pawn?
What do you mean a pawn?
Why do you call us pawns?
I never called you pawn.
You always refer to us as pawns in your big game, in your big master plan. You say, I don't see people with emotions and families and lives. I see pawns. I see movable objects which can be manipulated in my hands.
I am writing a book, and if you want to check that out when it's released, I think it'll give you more perspective on why I see you all that way.
Every time I let you borrow something, you're like, "That's called castling. I've done it again."
That's called castle. Like I'm always referring to chess. Is that?
Yeah, I would assume. I don't know. I haven't read the book apparently.
Tomar will always often give me a free Coca-Cola and say, "You understand the law of reciprocity, right? This is a classic persuasion technique. You see, I give you something, and now you, in turn, feel indebted to me. So now I want you to help clean up my apartment." And I say, "All right, dude, I guess that is a pretty good argument."
He's used that on me, my visiting family, my friends.
He did that on my 7-year-old little cousin. He had my little cousin. He had him cutting his
hedges.
hedges.
I had her wash all the dishes. I actually made her wash them twice because she did such a shitty job the first time.
You made little Umar do that?
Little Umar Hadel.
Why would my cousin be called Umar?
Umar Hadel.
Because he's played the game on your aunt, dude. He was in the delivery room holding her hands for 14 hours while she delivered that child, and he said, "I request but one thing in return for this."
They weren't called Umar until he gave him the Coke, and then they changed it.
Did I tell you about the story where Jaxxy convinced like a girl that she had ghosts in her house by like really quickly snapping like a screenshot and like dumping it in Photoshop in like a minute? And photoshopping a ghost in the background, yeah.
Was this person your actual friend? Or
no, this was like a random person on like Justin TV.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Was this a complete stranger?
Yeah. She and like a couple friends were just like hopped into like some random person's stream. It was like this girl, she was maybe like 18, and Jaxxy's like, I think your house is haunted. She's like, what are you talking about? No. She's like, yeah, I swear I just saw a ghost behind you, and then sends her this thing that looks like a screen cap she just took, and it's got this weird like silhouette figure behind her, and she just fucking turns like white on cam.
Oh my god.
Herself became a ghost.
That's so fucking mean.
Did you ever clarify? Did Jaxxy ever clarify that it was not?
I don't think so.
There was not really a phantom.
I don't think she ever did.
That's why I honestly hate Jaxxy's guts. She's always up to like no good.
She's been photoshopping me in a casket for years and threatening me. She mailed me a pipe bomb. Luckily, it wasn't activating.
Oh,
She
you
messed it up.
guys, that's all just her joking around. That's her way of saying she likes
She
you.
threw a grenade at me, but luckily the handkerchief it was wrapped up inside of prevented it from going off.
See, she didn't want to kill anybody.
Jaxxy really likes, like, dousing battery acid in her rag and whipping it at people.
Come on, that's just a joke. That's just for fun.
That is
Come
a
on.
joke, but it's not funny
You
at all.
don't have to be so critical of her sense of humor. I evidently not.
Here's a graph right now.
Tomar walks into the kitchen. Hey, Jaxxy, I brought you home some fucking food. Wait, crime noticed. Oh, no, there we go. Good night, Jaxxy. Forever.
Good night, sweetheart. This is what happens when you overcook my spaghetti.
When she opens my spaghetti.
When you take a bite of my spaghetti, I do this to you.
Spaghetti.
My spaghetti.
That's how I
When my
say it.
spaghetti is burned, I go bananas, and you knew that.
Oh my god, those are real.
The exhibition should be easy enough to locate. But
Tomar, you're an exhibitionist, right?
I don't know if I'd go that far.
You're a collector.
I'm just
of...
not particularly prude about being seen naked. Like, at some point, that fear and those nightmares left me.
And that
I
whole
just
joke
became an
turned
old
a little
man.
too real, Tomar.
Tomar is now giving a Reddit essay on why he should show his cock to everybody. I guess. All right.
Sometimes I just like getting at my red perfect cock and just
When
rubbing
my
it
red
around.
12-inch cock begins to pulsate and dribble a candle wax-like substance, I like it. But
Tomar, you did admit you like rubbing your cock on people's car handles.
yeah,
I definitely didn't.
you said the high. You said quote the high of
definitely
knowing
not
that
a
they're
thing.
touching my dick in a weird secondhand way.
Yeah.
Gets electricity going
I'm
inside
never
my
gonna
brain.
think about a car handle the same way again. But no,
Fuckers.
Were these little fish always in the game? They weren't always. This is new, right?
no, there definitely weren't fish when I used to play. At least not like that.
Tomar, you used to run a really popular server back in the day.
I don't know if I'd call it really popular, but I did run a server.
But every time I went in there was like 68 million children running around screaming.
I think on average there were maybe a
built
couple
an AI
dozen.
to steal all their information.
This was before COPPA, of course.
yeah.
You stop publicly accusing me of
Well,
violating
this was in
COPPA.
2011. I would never accuse you of violating COPPA in 2019.
Remember that time Tomar came in and he said, I just donated to the turd world. And we were like, that's not funny.
I never
He said,
said
"Oh, well,
that.
what are you doing to help?" And we said, "Well, I guess you got a good point." He says, "Well, okay."
Then we said, what did you donate? He said, well, my turd, of course. That's not cool. Is this the last boss?
"You'll see.
It fucking better be.
Don't be mean."
You're kind of a bully, dude.
I'm ready for this game to be like beaten. That's all I'm saying.
You're always talking about beating things. Games, Jaxxy.
I don't talk about that. That's you.
That is us.
Oh my god. Threatening to kill people is one of the funniest things you can do.
We should make that legal. I don't know why it's illegal. It's so stupid.
Is it illegal? That's bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Help me!
Your privacy ends where my jokes begin.
I like imagining a big fat dude with a fucking rifle. It's be like, you can't make jokes about killing people. What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
All I did was just send someone a picture of their daughter leaving school as a funny joke. What?
If I
go.
can't Photoshop my ex-wife dead, what can I do?
You can do that, right?
No,
as long as it's not a realistic death, you can't put your ex-wife in like an elephant's mouth or something.
You could
Like,
do
is he-
that, but I think that would just be a strange thing to do, a waste of time even.
Yeah, but that would undeniably
mouth.
kill her.
You could really do that whenever you want, man. I mean, that you could do that. You could do it in a free country, but you probably couldn't Photoshop her with like a realistic bullet wound or like in a casket or something.
What if you Photoshop her on like you know one of them magician folks where they saw their secretary in half?
You're saying what if you Photoshopped your ex-wife to be sawed in half?
Yeah, and then you put a little speech bubble next to the magician saying, "Oh God, it didn't work this time. Oh God, is that legal?"
We should talk to a lawyer. I bet that would be so transformative. It's like that's almost art. I think you could get away with that. I bet.
There's a witch right
I
over
mean,
here,
some
you
people
guys.
consider murder an art, Zach.
One of the funniest things you can do is tattoo your girl to look like yourself.
One of the funniest things you could do is sew your girlfriend's hands together. When she wakes up, her hands are stuck together.
Just pretty
Epic prank.
if someone did that, it would be fucking hilarious. Because technically, I mean, it's horrible, but there would be no
it's
scars.
Really funny.
There'd be no scars. You're just threading someone's hands
it's one
together.
Of the best jokes in all of mankind's history.
I would laugh. I would laugh.
That's like basically the same tier as like putting Vaseline in someone's car door. It's just a mild annoyance.
I mean, it would hurt, but it would hurt as much as getting kicked in the nuts, which is also funny.
Oh, I got smoke.
One of the funniest pranks you can do is breaking your girl's teeth on the dryer.
One of the funniest pranks you could do is breaking your girl's house in complete prosthetics, looking like another man. Take out a big knife, probably 10 inches or so, brandish it, and speak in a lower voice, speak in a voice that's unrecognizable to her. She's probably not going to recognize it's you anyways because she'll be in shock from seeing a man that's not...
Make sure to say, I'm going to circumcise you. I'm going to circumcise you with this machete.
If someone threatened me but then suddenly said machete or spaghetti, I would know it was you guys immediately.
I'd say, I'm going to circumcise this woman with a machete. With my
That's what Tomar's real voice sounds like.
That's what my real voice sounds like.
Guys, someone make a Left 4 Dead mod where me, Tomar, Lyle, and Zach are all in the game as real people. That'd be cool.
Make sure I'm the tallest, even though that's not true in reality. Just make sure I'm the tallest.
Give Zach a 4-foot neck, but nothing else.
Yeah, make 1 4-foot neck to make just to make sure it evens out.
I would love to see that.
Make sure I'm 2 pixels taller than Chris and Lyle. They can't be the tallest ones anymore. It's not fair.
But if you do this free thing for us that we're gonna monetize, just make sure not to fucking talk to us after. So we don't want to talk to you. We don't talk down to people.
And I kind of have a thing where I don't like crediting people.
Yeah.
It goes against my religion.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty common religion for a lot of YouTubers, as I've come to understand.
They put the woe meme in.
Did they?
Yeah. But they conveniently didn't use my voice. I wonder why. Good job, you burnt his fucking nose.
He deserved it.
I mean, wouldn't it make sense for them to just have their Crash do the voice?
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh no!
I thought you were my friend, dude.
But he's the Crash.
He's not the Crash. He's a new guy.
Yeah, but he's the Crash for the new game.
But I'm the meme. You're supposed to be my friend.
I'm sorry. I think you're a lot bigger than just some meme. If that makes you feel any better,
You don't mean
Chris. I do mean that.
You think I'm just a meme? You even said it before.
I've never said
Oh god!
You're just a meme to me, don't you see?
That's not true, Chris.
You are not a friend or a person.
Tomar and I think he was gonna die a couple last time we recorded.
Did you really?
When Tomar dropped me off, there's a guy. Tomar parked on the side.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Tomar, you tell the story.
No, I mean it's not so much happened, but basically, I was dropping Zach off at an area near his house. So I pull off to the side, I signal, I pull off to the side of the road, and I come to a stop. And then there's some guy like behind me who I guess wanted to turn right past that. Yeah. He could have easily gone around me, but he decided
also,
to just like
mention that you were parked in a parking designated
It was a
area.
legal parking area. Like there was like a street sign that had like parking hours, so I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was pulled over completely to the side, but this guy wanted to turn right and was just mad that he had to like slow down or stop. So he like lays on the horn behind me, probably assuming I was just parking. And then Zach got out and he points at him and he's like, "Go get that!"
Yeah, I was like, there is that guy right there. And then I shut the door and Tomar like sped forward, and I'm not
kidding.
And
the guy freaked out.
The guy floored it, and he like went right.
This was at a red light, by the way.
So the guy floors it. I think he was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna kill me." I was actually very scared. He floored it, went right, and then like went.
He went right and then did a right again. Basically, he illegally ran the red light.
Yeah, he basically went straight, but he was like terrified. I think because I pointed and I like hit the Tomar's car, and Tomar sped up behind him, and the guy like fucking peeled out. He was terrified. Like Tomar,
I didn't like honk or anything. I just like flashed my brights twice to be like, "Hey man, what the hell?"
The guy was actually. I love that.
It sounds like a wicked day you guys had.
And then, then later that day, Tomar pulled out his revolver and said, "Do you believe in God?" And the guy
that definitely didn't happen.
The guy screamed.
Do you believe
in God?
And then
later that day, while I wasn't there,
do you believe
Tomar
in God?
pulled out his gun.
Yeah, you know what, Zach? Your story doesn't make any sense.
Tomar literally was bragging that he's a 3D printer where he 3D prints illegal bump stocks.
You keep walking up to...
I haven't seen Robot Chicken, I think, in like 10 years.
Well, Tomar and I were debating like 2 or 3 days ago.
What were we debating?
in front of the audience. We were between Robot Chicken season 13 and 14.
Oh, yeah,
In front of that
that.
huge crowd.
Is
yeah.
it still going?
Yeah.
They really ate that up, though.
That's
The
crazy.
crowd went wild. Let's just say that.
I think most people agreed with me that.
I mean, you have to admit I got a couple big points in there though that made the audience think twice.
think twice about the superiority
opinion.
of your season.
That's exactly right.
that way.
There were a couple of moments that indicated that to me.
I can't even remember which of us was fighting for 13 and which was fighting for 14, but I remember it got heated.
It got ugly at some points. You had to be escorted out.
Well, that's just on account of that fan that got a little out of hand, and I just had to kind of teach him a lesson.
You shot him with your 1800s revolver.
Nobody else seemed to like see it the same way I
You
did,
shot
but
him
he
shot him with your flint pistol.
he seemed like he hadn't had a talking to in a long time. That's all I'm trying to say. And Stiller's religion.
Dude, you sabot. No,
You know what? You play for a bit. I want to drink this delightful mango drink.
Oh yeah, that delightful mango drink.
Yeah.
Chris, why do you explain to the audience? Because that sounds, they say like bring enough to show to class. Why don't you just explain to people? All right.
All right. So a few months ago, me, Tomar, and Zach went all in on a business endeavor. We bought a mango farm out in the hills of LA.
And it's been getting raided by cartels, so we've been at war.
Yeah, we've been at war with the cartel for the last like 6 months.
We had to install turrets. We used drones that pour acid on people.
I'm only laughing because of the guy we killed and tortured. It was just it was a funny video.
The guy you flayed on, you like cut his belly open. You
cut his belly off, his face off.
You cut his face off. His
Yeah,
butt,
no,
his
you gotta
fingertips off.
understand. No, before you think we're monsters, this is just how business is done.
Business is business.
If you ever see one of those chip attacks where someone's where Chris ate a cartel guy just as a show of force. Chris
Yeah.
ate a cartel guy's fingers and
No,
nose,
in fact,
and like lips and genitals off.
I wouldn't have even been bothered if he'd eaten 3 guys. Honestly, it's just like they would have done it to us if we didn't do it to them.
And by
I
the
didn't
way,
like
we're
doing it.
and we're just humble peach farmers.
You mean mango
farmers. They forced our hand. They forced our hand. Self-defense in all 37 cases of murder.
It was just a rebuttal.
Just a rebuttal. It was just a debate, man.
Your Honor, it was just a rebuttal.
They were debating us on who to cartel who.
You know what? Let's not even go to the jury.
Let's
know
not get into the logistics of it.
That's what a judge says. Look, I'm not very smart. I don't know very much about this
He
law
says,
stuff.
I am a simple mango. I'm not that smart. We went, but it was, so are we. And then he lets us off.
He goes, oh, damn, all right,
So we're playing this because Tomar says he's really good at it.
Lyle, he just said, does the prince like vibrations?
Don't say that I'm really good at it.
Tomar
Just
says
played
that
it a lot. Stop it.
Tomar says that he doesn't want to directly say what he'll do, but he owns a gun and he's looking for comments that talk
Stop
negatively.
it. No.
None of these guys there look like my dad, but that's okay.
That's the yakuza.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it or nothing.
Tomar, you cut off your little finger to be in the yakuza, right?
Fuck.
Oh, this fucking mere child.
Just decimated me.
Yeah.
Yes, I cut off my finger to join the Yakuza, but I'm not supposed to talk about that, so now I have to cut off another one.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Chris.
You looked unsymmetrical, so it works out.
I guess that's true. Having 5 fingers on one hand is just... I got nothing.
That's kind of like when I had my first kid. I had to get him aborted like when he was 5, but he came out like min. Fucking idiot.
That's cool. Yeah, it's neat that they let you just put like a coat hanger in them at any point and pull real hard and pierce their skulls, and then you don't have them anymore.
I just used the old feed them too much food until they die trick.
Right, yeah.
Then no one can accuse you of starving them. You just love them too much.
Yeah, have some Skittles. But I can't fit anymore in my mouth, Daddy.
Can't?
Or won't. One of the coolest things you can do for a kid is like melt down a bunch of Skittles into pure liquid and just throw it down their mouth.
Yeah, that is pretty epic. Or you just fill like a little concrete pool with it. And then be like, hey, you like Terminator 2, right?
Give me a thumbs up, son. Here's a really neat, oh, fuck off. Tomar, do you ever hear of the ice syringe smoke prank?
Syringe smoke?
The next time your spouse is asleep, get a syringe and like blow smoke into the syringe, right? Suck in the smoke, and then when they're asleep, just slightly open their eyes, just a smidgen of a bit, and if you shove the syringe into their cornea,
Oh my god.
through the pupil, it won't hurt them. Just fill
Are you
them.
talking about a lobotomy?
No, you fill up the eyeball with smoke, and when they wake up, they'll go, "Oh, I'm blind, I'm blind." And they'll start like running into walls and having nosebleeds and shit.
Oh boy.
What? Where did this come from? This very specific torture.
It's not. It's a prank. And if you say I did it, I'm the reason you're blind, they'll start crying. It's
gotta
really
play
fucking cool.
Jesus.
But only do it if you have
Fuck off.
a really big syringe.
But yeah, no, she was just chilling and being her, just being good old grandma.
Did you ever play Take the Knee Gel from Grandma?
No.
Take the knee gel?
Yeah,
What?
when they're like asleep in their chair and you like prick their knees with pins and gel comes out and you put it into a pot.
Ew. Ew.
Where'd you even, like, come up with that?
The fact that you have a name for it frightens
It's the
me.
knee gel.
Duh, it's knee gel.
I just like draining the fluids from my grandma's knees and bottling it and
Yeah.
selling it.
If you plant it, it grows into a new grandma.
Grandmas are great. I'd fucking do that.
Look, man, just because I don't point and scream like a gibbon when I see it doesn't mean I don't see it.
I mean, it was part of the contract.
Was that aimed at the gibbon in the room?
While you sign the contract.
I honestly thought the gibbon would make more noise when we record. It just sits there.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly quiet.
I think it's depressed. I'm
I
not even
didn't want to
kidding.
say it because I thought it would really bum you out, but the gibbon probably was a bad investment, Chris.
I've said it before. It's getting a pet monkey is a really. It's from experience.
Hey,
getting a
it's-
pet monkey is really stupid.
It's biting on the wire back
I've
there.
been gathering these scooters from Earth.
Throw something at it.
If anyone out there wants a gibbon, just hit me up, I guess.
Yeah, if anyone wants a clinically depressed gibbon.
Just know
If anyone
that
wants to black market gibbon, secondhand.
I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna get it. Like, it's not ever gonna feel happy again because of the
Because of
state
what-
of the conditions we've put it in.
What
But
we've said to it,
This guy's gonna do something.
we had to
and-
clip his
we've done
fingers
to-
to stop him from like pulling wires and stuff.
yeah. He just has stumps for hands now.
He has no teeth, no fingers, no eyes, no ears,
Can I just take
no
one
nose.
no nose, no lips.
Of these? Does it need to find
We,
two
we removed his
hallucinogens?
vocal cords too.
It's kind of the equivalent of clipping a cat's fingernail. You know when they declaw the cats.
So-
Yeah, yeah. I think what we did was more humane than that.
I thought it was, but he doesn't really seem happy.
Well, he just lays there breathing.
Well, if you can call that breathing.
If you can call that living.
Sometimes dead is better.
Tomar, that was a good idea though, to have like, the nutrients directly into his wrist rather than having to feed it.
Yeah, but now he's too lazy to chew. I tried feeding him a cheeseburger earlier and he just wouldn't take it. He just grabbed the needle again and put it in another
he's
vein.
full from the nutrients, so.
Yeah, I guess.
And
You know, it's funny. I just wanted to test him because I know how he could be, and I gave him. I just kind of coyly set down a revolver with no bullets in it. And he immediately reached for it and tried to,
well, no
pull
fingers,
pull exactly. Tried to do it anyways, no bullets inside, but it just was a little fun psychological
clarify.
experiment.
a nice little fun thing to.
Just to show. I
The
mean,
human versus ape mind
yeah,
experiment.
I'm 10 steps ahead of it every day. Every day I try to play games with him and he loses.
Okay, we got the sap drawers here.
We never did give it a name.
I think
I
once
think
you
that's
name
for the
it,
best.
yeah, once you name it, you start getting attached.
I definitely don't want that.
Yeah, no, we can't have it feel like it's one of us.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
kind of already on the way out. Let's be honest.
We
did.
already offered it to somebody.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
died
yeah.
7 times. We keep resuscitating it too.
Yeah.
And every time we do, it looks a little angrier that we did.
It was a good call having all of its nerves like cut out so he can't feel anything.
Yeah, no, at least I don't have to feel as bad.
And well, by the way, this is just science. If you eat the nerves, you gain
Gibbon mind.
given mind, which is what we've all been talking about since day
We've
one.
ascended to the gibbon mind.
If you guys know us day
Definitely
one,
the number one argument for obtaining a gibbon.
Yeah,
Watch
is
Chris, go
unlocking
ahead.
gibbon mind.
Chris, go ahead. Speak a little bit of Gibbon for us, just like 2 seconds.
Just for the ladies and gentlemen at home.
Now, if anybody doubts this again, realize what you're competing against. If you are a competitor to our channel, you are literally fucking with people that are biologically, genetically modified.